Hello. So today is going to be my reading wrap up for December. So I can't believe it's already December. So for the whole year of 2017, I read a total of 213 books. I want to say it was either 213 or 216. It was one of those numbers. My original goal at the beginning of this year was to read 106 books or 110 books, because last year I read 106 books, so I doubled my goal. I read 200 and something books, and for December I read 16 plus books. So I read the 16 books for the Yule Bingo, then I read some other ebooks which were like around 100 to 300 pages. I read like a series. So yeah, that's all the books that I read. I did not count my page numbers this month for some reason. But let's get into these books. The first book I have right here is Sabro by Garth Nix. I gave this book 3.5 stars or 3 stars. So it took me a while to read this book. This book has such good reviews and everybody loves it. But I probably won't finish the series at all. It took me I love the beginning of the book. I love the premise, like the synopsis for the book with the cat and the girl. It all was interesting, like at the beginning, but I got really bored in the middle, and I didn't like the writing style, and the book didn't make me want to pick up the next book in the series. But I understand why it's popular, because it's an interesting book, but not for me. So that was Sabro, and I wish I had my list of where these books went on my Yule Bingo, but I said that in my original video, so whatever. But yeah, I read this one, and I finished. Did I say that? I'm pretty sure I did. I finished my Yule Bingo, but I did switch out some books along the way, and I can't remember if I read any books for Year-a-thon. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I read whatever books I said I was going to read for Year-a-thon. I read them. There you go. Next I have here is Rules of Magic. I gave this book 3.5 stars. And then I kind of organized myself this month. I wrote little notes to myself about what I wanted to say about the books. So yeah, Rules of Magic. This was a prequel to Practical Magic. I thought it was a sequel, but it's a prequel. So it's about the aunts from the Practical Magic and their background. And I never even thought about, since they were the aunts, that they, of course, where was the other sibling, the girl's father? If you've read Practical Magic or watched the movie, you know it's about two sisters, and they go live. They get their parents die, or they get sent to live with their aunts. So yeah, this is the aunts, and then their brother, which is eventually the girl's sister, and their story was very interesting. They are interesting characters. It was really nice to read. It was a little slow at parts, but all around, it was good writing. It was a good book. Next, I want to clump these together because I felt the exact same way kind of about all three of these books. I rated them all around the same 3 stars, or 3 to 3.5 stars for each of these. So we have The Winter's Crime, The Girl of Fire and Thorns, and Prized. So for these two were the second books in the trilogies, and I enjoyed the first 2 books way more. So this is like the main characters cannot catch breaks. I tire of books where the bad things just keep happening over and over and over again, just like piled up on top of one another, with bad things happening to the main character. Because I'm like, I read books to escape. I don't feel like reading characters where it's just like crap just keeps happening over and over again to the characters. Yeah, I like the drama sometimes, but sometimes I'm just like, can these characters catch a break? It's not that interesting anymore. So yeah, but the plots were good, the writing was good, so I will continue reading these reading the books in the series. I was gonna say something else about them. Yeah, I lost my thought earlier, but that's the exact reason I never read the Lemony Snicket books. Those books are so popular, but I read the first book, and it was just like all those bad things kept happening to those kids, and I couldn't finish them. I never went back to read those books again because of that reason. So yeah, you see, I barely even tabbed these books because I was just like over it, over all of them. I don't think I tabbed. Yeah, I barely tapped this one either. I was so looking forward to this one too, and yay for diversity. The main character was plus size, but that's as much as I like the book. That's about it. I will, like I said, I will still read the next books, but I wish they were better. Next is another book similar but not, The Jewel. I like this one more than those other three, and this one probably has the lowest rating out of all those books, but I like this one more. This is a weird book, and apparently I like weird books because another book on my list also was labeled as weird in some of the reviews, and I liked it. So it's got 4 stars. It's about a book. It's about a girl who like there's something going on in their world where the royalty can't get pregnant or something, so they they buy surrogates, and it's like slavery, and it's interesting stuff happens. And I put the next 2 books in the series in my cart like as soon as I finished reading it. It was interesting. I liked it. Then we have Ice Like Fire, another book that I didn't like as much as the sequel. I mean the first one. This book kept going and going and going and going. It was just action after action after action. It just never stopped. It was like so fast paced. It was just like so much going on. It was crazy. The plot twists, everything. This book never stopped. It never slowed down. And it gave me a headache. But it was still good. But I liked the first one better. I don't even have a sticker for this one. It's too late. This was already a 5-star read because it was a reread. I love Colleen Hoover books. I tabbed it this time because this didn't have tabs before. But this is one of her darker books, and it was like the book for a character I love to hate, and it was just as good as the first time I read it. Next we have another one I rated a lot of books 3 stars this month. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. John Green books, to me, I really want to like him because I like him as a person, but his books are literally the same book to me. So it's like I'm reading the same book over and over again, even though they're not the same book. Like the characters are different, the plots are different, but it seems like it's the same book over and over again for some reason. So I'm bored so much. It's like the character, and he's like writes books for teens, and the characters are teens, but the conversations they have, I'm pretty sure teens are not having those conversations, are saying the words in the dialogue, and it's just crazy. But I'm gonna give it to my niece because she liked some of his other books, so maybe she'll like this one. And I like that his books deal with real life problems and real life plots. Some of it's a little far-fetched, but they have an important message, and that's what I like about them. So 3 stars. Another 2 books that are going to be clumped together are The Land of Stories, The Enchantress Returns, by Chris Colfer, and then The School of Good and Evil. Yeah, these both deal with fairy tales. So yeah, these both deal with fairy tales. I like this one more than I like this one. This one maybe is a little more older, I guess, than this one. For maybe like, I'm pretty sure my 6-year-old niece would probably enjoy this one. This one a little bit middle school maybe. But yeah, they both deal with fairy tales, and this one's just a freaking adorable story. I love these. They're just super sweet, adorable. And this one was just more, what was that book series I did not like? It reminded me of that. The characters reminded me of those. The Wizards of Oz ones. The Wicked, by Daniel Page. Whatever those books. That's what the writing reminded me of a little bit. So I didn't like the characters in those books, and I didn't like the characters that much in this book. Except for the, what's her name? I did like her, Agatha. But yeah. I'm not sure. I have the next book in the series, so I'll probably read it, but it was okay. It wasn't nothing bad about it. I didn't read these books for some reason. Then we have The Betrayal. I was so bored. I was like, oh my god. I was just being so sarcastic while reading this in my head. Like, oh my god, this is, I can already predict what's going to happen in this book a mile away. Some kind of it's an adult romance book. I was literally, because I write notes while I'm reading, like my inner thoughts, and I was like said something smart like, oh, I know what's gonna happen next, and this is gonna happen, and then it didn't happen. So I was like, oh, okay. But I'm not gonna buy the next book because I don't care that much. I didn't rate this one either. Okay. And then I forgot to say that, because it was a sticky note on this, extra sticky note on this book, that I switched one of my books out. It was The Demon King. I forgot the author's name, but I tried to read that book for a long time, and it was about to slow me down. I mean, it did slow me down, because I was reading that book for at least 5 days, and I had to stop. It was nothing wrong with the book. The book was good, but it was very complicated, and I had too many books to read, so I had to put that one off. And I better like those books. I have the whole freaking series. But yeah, I've had to take that off my list and exchange it for Entrapment by San Marino. It's a part of a mafia romance series, and I really like that series, so I read that instead. And then the last three books we have, the last book I read, which was All the Birds in the Sky. It was literally my last book of 2017. I'm really wondering if I said 2017 in this video instead of 2016, but yeah, All the Birds in the Sky. This was the one I was saying that it was also called weird in the reviews, but I liked it a lot. 4.5 stars. It was, I'm going to use the word I use all the time, interesting and awesome. That's what this book was. It was about these two kids who what are the names? Patricia and Lawrence, and Patricia can talk to animals, and she's like a witch, and then Lawrence is a nerd computer genius, and they meet when they're kids, and then they separate, and they meet again when they're adults, and things happen. It's magical realism, so it's like magic in the real world, and different things happen. It's a good book. I really liked it. That was my tearjerker book, and it was like because I guess I can see why it was a tearjerker, because that girl gets treated horribly. She gets bullied so bad when she's in high school. It was pretty bad bullying, but I liked it. I didn't cry, but it was a good book. Next, one of my favorite things that I read this month. Probably it was my favorite thing that I read this month. It was the first thing that I read, Saga. If you haven't picked up or heard of this graphic novel, I recommend it. It is brilliant. I wanted to buy a book too, but these things are so expensive. They're like, this is almost $40. But this one was not almost $40. The next book is almost $40. So I have it in my cart waiting for it to go on sale, like I did this one. But yeah, it's amazing. This was my family goals pick, and it's an amazing family. They are awesome. This book is just, it's an amazing series. And then this one comes with all these little special features in the back, where like the drawings and the making of the story, and it's all super nice. And the last book I have behind me is the last I don't even know how name Sarah. That one. It was awesome. I was trying to think of another word to say, but I liked it. 4.5 stars. Love the writing. Love the dragons. The characters can grow a little bit. I don't really remember a lot about this book, because it's also one of the first things I read this month, and then that sucks because there's a discussion going on for this book right now, and I'm just like, what? What were the characters? What were the names? What were they doing? It had dragons in it. The dragons were awesome. That's about it. That is all of the books that I read in December. Thank you for watching. Bye.